You're listening to the Zipline Logistics Truck Yeah podcast, where we explore all kinds of hot topics in the logistics industry. Get ready to learn, laugh, and get your freight on. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of the Zipline Logistics podcast. My name is Jesse Jewett. With me, Director of Creative Development, Teddy Lee Knox. Teddy.
Hello.
How are we doing?
Very well, thank you. How are you?
Awesome. We have a special guest today, Dustin Verdin, our Executive Director of Innovation. Dustin, welcome.
Truck, yeah. How is it going?
Wonderful. Let's talk about your role here at Zipline. How long have you been here?
Yeah. So I am the Executive Director of Business Innovation. I've been here for about 5.5 years full time, but it was all the way back in 2014, I think, that my relationship with Zipline started as a consultant. Did a little website work, and things grew from there.
Holy cow. So 14, that was one office prior to this, or two?
One office.
One office, yeah. Okay, across the street. Multiple iterations of certainly the IT department that you're a part of.
Oh yeah, yes, yeah. When I came on, we were an IT department of 2,
and now
on Monday we will be 10.
Wow.
Holy cow!
That's awesome.
Before we get into KanoPI, our proprietary software, tell us a little bit about yourself outside of work.
Sure. Well, I'm been doing this for about 26 years now. I was an architecture graduate coming out of school, so I thought I was going to design really cool buildings, and got out into the field and realized mostly you're just drafting someone else's
dreams,
interesting, okay, average buildings. And that really wasn't my bag. But I had the opportunity to work at the architecture firm to build an online system that helped architects, engineers, contractors all work together. So kind of got exposed really early into this whole interactive thing, and thought, hey, I can use this degree in a way that makes a lot more sense and allows me to be a lot more excited about what I'm doing. So started doing that, and kind of didn't look back from there. I've worked for any number of companies and projects. I've done e-commerce for the Smithsonian, for Highlights for Children, for Big Lots. I've done flight test databases for Lockheed Martin. I've built photography systems for JCPenney for their catalogs. Kids, they used to send out books in the mail with pictures of stuff at the store. And they needed to track those photos. Marketing CDs for Caterpillar, websites for like BW3, Quaker Steak, Panera, Damon's, online tea time systems. I was the project manager for Doers.com and BombaySapphire.com and a lot of Bacardi projects for a while. Worked at an office that had probably the best bar in Columbus that was just our office. Was the CMO and worked on a lot of enrollment systems for universities. I made a lot of websites and made interactive maps for every single hotel room on Disney property and every single room on Disney cruise ships and every port for a company that did a lot of unofficial kind of like Disney planning and all of those things. And then before here, worked for a real estate company here in Columbus and built systems, much like we're doing, customer-facing systems that really help their customers kind of understand their business better and understand what they're doing, or the residents to access information, and then internally to use a lot of systems to help with their workflow and processes and reporting.
Holy cow.
That's all.
That's just a couple things.
All right, so we're going to take that and we're going to narrow it into KanoPI.
Yes.
Our proprietary software intelligence tool. There's obviously a lot of functionality of KanoPI for both externally and internally. Give me the elevator pitch or the brief description of KanoPI in your eyes and your mind.
Yeah, sure.
Your soul, I guess.
Yes, my baby. My baby since 2015 was the first conversations we had, which was, hey, we have this idea to kind of visualize some data for our customers. Can we talk about that? And that really kind of became the what we know as of the analytics section of KanoPI. So KanoPI really, our shipper intelligence platform, is made up of 4 key areas. We've got track and trace, the summit. So where are my trucks now? Are things delivering? Are they on time? Are they en route? All of those things. Our kind of analysis portal. So all the KPIs, network analysis, insights on a number of metrics, and it keeps growing, and we keep adding to things. And they're all obviously focused on general transportation and freight metrics, but also we continue to really hone those CPG insights as much as possible. Document retrieval, financial, analysis, LTL quoting tools, and just general quoting tools. We have some other systems that allow prospective clients or even current customers to upload some of their data that they have now and realize a little bit of what KanoPI can do for them. So, externally, that's kind of like the core of what we offer. Internally, we use the same system, but in a different way. We've got a lot of workflow tools, a lot of additional, analytics around performance, additional insights, additional tools for carrier capacity, for carrier offering, for waterfall tendering. You name it, we've probably started to create a workflow and a process around it within KanoPI.
It's funny, it just occurred to me, 2023 is the year of collaboration, Teddy.
It is.
KanoPI is the hub of collaboration within Zipline.
That is true.
It's crazy. I was just kind of like processing it through my head. Obviously, our customers use it, carrier sales uses it, customer side uses it, IT uses it, accounting uses it, sales uses it. The whole entire office has its tentacles everywhere.
It does.
That's really, really cool. I remember when it first started, right, you mentioned the data visualization for analytics side.
Mm-hmm.
Since its creation, I'm going to throw some stats at you. You know these probably very well. $1.2 million in transportation savings, 20% reduction in cost per pallet through consolidation, 17% improvement in meeting on time and full delivery. OTIF, Teddy's favorite acronym. I don't know. 30% increase in network efficiency, 861,908 fewer projected miles traveled overall. It's super, super powerful and a testament to exactly what you've been doing since it started in 2015. Let's talk about today.
Yes.
The most recent update happened at the beginning of March or the end of February?
February.
Yeah.
February. Okay. How is it different than some of the other products that are out there, first of all?
Sure. Well, things like track and trace, reporting, document retrieval, they're not new. They're kind of table stakes. Most people you work with have some version of those tools that are available to you.
Yeah.
But really, it's the user interface, that ease of use of those tools. How easily can I get the insights I actually need to get to make actionable decisions out of a system?
Yeah.
That is what we pride ourselves on. And I think that's what makes our tool different. I think most of the people who have seen our tool and were kind of blown away by what we were doing, it wasn't necessarily that we provided something unbelievably different. It's just they never had the ability to actually figure out what it was that they were supposed to get out of those tools before. Right. It's one thing to say we can calculate your cost per load. It's another thing to really delve in and understand based on filtering and comparisons how that truly affects my business. How does this one warehouse, what's the metrics look like that compared to here? What's it look like after we made a big decision 3 months ago, and to compare those numbers? Digging into the finer points, I think one of my favorite KPIs that we have is actually looking at costs per load or cost per mile, whatever you want to look at, based on the day of the week shipped.
Yeah,
which gets really interesting because we've seen in the past that for certain customers, having a conversation to say, can we switch this from Wednesday to Thursday or whatever day it might be?
Yeah.
There could be a 10-20% difference in what we can get for rates.
Right.
So things like that maybe, that data is sitting there in a lot of other people's systems. It's just not presented and available in a way that lets you make decisions. And for us, we want to help you make decisions that make you look good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think it's really cool. One of my favorite things in logistics in general is the like Sherlock Holmes essence of it all, right?
Yeah.
You have to like kind of see and search and use your detective sense to like come up with creative solutions. And KanoPI obviously opens that to a whole nother level, very, very detailed level.
Yeah.
You mentioned the day of the week. I love the miles moved.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, we have a network of 6 warehouses, and we're servicing Dallas, Texas from Chicago, but we have a warehouse in Jacksonville. And I'm like, well, look at this. See what happens when it changes. We ship from Jacksonville, it goes down by this much. I mean, sometimes you wouldn't even think it, or even shipping instead of from Chicago, you ship it from Edison, New Jersey. And
right.
Oh, wow, this is actually, there's more capacity there. They want to go south. Even though it's more miles, it ends up costing just a little bit less money, and it works out really, really well. So that's super, super cool. In your opinion, what do you think brands, how can they get the most out of the KanoPI tool?
Sure. If you're someone that doesn't partner with us yet, give us a call, give us a try. I think the first step there, how can you get the most out of KanoPI, is find out how it's different. I'm sure most of these companies have already or have seen and have demoed other systems and worked with other providers.
Yeah.
In those situations, you might have had, an okay or possibly a negative experience towards some of those things, because you're just like, these systems don't do what we need. I think that's where there's a very refreshing kind of experience when you work with us. It's the opportunity to work with a company that has your most important metrics as our mission and values, essentially,
right.
And to have a tool that's aligned with that as well. So getting the most out of this system, number one, starts with just, giving us a call and reaching out. I think once most people have a demo of the system, they see what it can do for them, or it inspires them to have conversations with us about, man, this is incredible, but if you had just this other thing, like that could really help us out.
Yeah.
It's one of the other beauties about what we do is it's our system, which means we're not building it for, 10,000 other companies. Yeah. And we have to worry about, release schedules for all of those things at all times.
Yeah.
We get to work with people that we see a unique partnership and an opportunity to really make a difference. We can allocate resources and create some really incredible personalized tools that help our customers. Internally, that kind of, or existing customers, it works the same way. If you're already an existing customer, if you're not using KanoPI yet, log in, look around, explore. Think about what those largest opportunities or challenges or concerns are with your business now, and go into the analytics and use the filters and use the comparison tools to see really, what factors kind of crop up. What are the symptoms that we're seeing here, and how can we resolve them? And from there, have a conversation with your representative here, and really, discuss, in depth. Here's our challenge, and more often than not, sometimes the challenges may not have anything to do with us necessarily. It might be an internal challenge, just working through the logistics at your own place, and sometimes we can help facilitate those discussions, or we can help use these tools to help you go back to your boss or talk to your logistics staff.
Yeah.
And find some clarity and some common ground there to make a difference.
That's a really good call. I like because there's so many different things to focus on. There's so much detail in it that sometimes I don't think they're like nervous, or they don't know where to start. But like, all right, well, as you said, let's talk to each other and collaborate. Shout out year of 2023, year of collaboration. But one of my favorite ones was lead time, right? Mm-hmm. Let's just focus on lead time for the next month.
Right.
See if we can get it down from 48 hours and extend it out to 96, and see what that does to your transportation. And boom, most of the time we get that extra time and it ends up having a good impact. Great. Now we're going to focus on the next step. Like, what is the days of the week or things of that nature. So that true like collaborative effort with each other, with your transportation professionals here at Zipline, I think is really, really beneficial.
I really love how customizable KanoPI is.
Yeah.
with such short amount of time as well. You can move the lead time up to the top of the page depending on what they want. You can take things out, you can add things in, you can save filters, reports.
We can add goals. So
Yeah.
you set that goal, that line is right there, so everyone's aware of where we're trying to be.
Yeah.
It's so nice to be able in an industry that's as crazy and ever changing as this, be able to have something and someone that adjusts to your needs like that. Just so nice.
Definitely.
I need more people to adjust to my needs.
Right? Canopy, we got you covered.
All right, future state. I know 2023, correct me if I'm wrong, big push on consolidation.
Yeah. Consolidation is something that we've been doing really well for a really long time.
Right.
KanoPI is, the right platform for us to, create resources and tools and services for us to do that better for our customers and to visualize and report that back. And to really help people understand what that means. I mean, you're taking control of your freight again. When it comes down to on time and full and in stock, on shelf, and we know that that is hands down the most important metric that we need to look at. LTL doesn't cut it sometimes. There's no guarantee that's going to arrive when it needs to be, unless you're really paying for it.
Yeah.
But we have that ability to use our network analysis tools, to use all of the resources that we have, all of our historical data. We know average dwell times at locations. We know our carriers. We can really help you find those consolidation opportunities. And it's something that within 3 or 4 clicks, we can find, $600, $800, $1,200 worth of savings on a maybe like a 3-stop, consolidation. So that's exciting, and that's something that will be coming down the pipe soon. So it's the same, it's the same service that we provide already, but we're providing our own employees and we're providing our customers just a really robust tool set to realize that even more.
That's awesome.
Above and beyond that for this year, looking at track and trace and providing kind of an expansion on what you can see and what you can understand from there. So enhanced ETA reports at, loads that are on time, at risk, and getting a better understanding of that information. And, other methods to really just kind of continue to get updates and facilitate communications. So, whether that's through some chat functionality directly back and forth with us, right from a track and trace order, or whether it's some additional email communications you can opt into and things like that. There's a lot of good stuff on the roadmap.
Very cool. All right, last but not least, what did we miss? Anything we miss?
My favorite feature of KanoPI is comparisons.
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing that I like to do.
Comparisons are great because it's a realization of the work that you've done.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You use KanoPI to kind of find the symptoms and diagnose the problem, and then you get to use KanoPI to watch the health come back. So it's kind of a great diagnostic to kind of reinforce the fact that you're focused on the right things and you're making the right changes.
I really like that you said too, when Jesse first brought up consolidation, about taking control back of your freight, which is, I think, such an important thing. And this actually gives you the ability and the data to do so. Without that data, it's impossible to do something like that. Yeah. So it's really nice to be able to see that regaining control or keeping control with something so simple and so pretty to look at.
I love it. Well, for those who aren't using KanoPI, go to our website, www.ziplinelogistics.com. Give us a call, 614-458-1144. Get in touch with us. We'd love to chat with you about KanoPI. Dustin, thanks for joining us on another edition of the Zipline Logistics podcast. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.